Hi, Happy New Year, and welcome to the first Tobacco Talk Tuesday of the year. I'm Amber Yeager. I'm the tobacco treatment specialist at our Detroit location. And just a few housekeeping items before I get started. Please ask any questions or drop any comments below in the comment section while I'm talking as it comes up to you. And then at the end of the stream, I'll address any questions or comments that were posed at the end. So today I wanted to talk about something that I encourage all of my clients to implement in their life, and this is meditation and mindfulness. So these tools can be very powerful when it comes to reducing stress and reducing and quitting tobacco use. Even so, a meta-analysis done in 2015 supports the use of mindfulness meditation in reducing drug abuse and addiction. And further, a study conducted in 2013 found that brief meditation training helps induce smoking reduction. During this study, during 2 weeks of meditation training, participants reduced their smoking by 60%. That's huge. That is extremely significant, and that's definitely worth exploring in terms of the benefits that mindfulness meditation can have on tobacco use. So this is the reason that we really urge people in the tobacco program, even before you start reducing, before you get to your quit date, to practice meditation, to practice mindfulness in your life. And I mentioned mindfulness meditation. That is just one form of meditation, and I'll get to talking about all the different kinds. But meditation and mindfulness are two very different things, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. Just to talk about a little bit more of the benefits of meditation in itself. Meditation is something that from time to time in my personal life, I would do here and there and kind of see some benefits. But over the past month, I really revisited this in my life strongly, and have become more intentional. So this topic is really close to home for me, and I can definitely attest when you add this practice into your life consistently, you get so many amazing benefits of meditation. And when you mindfully put this practice into your life, the benefits are so much more. So I really encourage everyone who's viewing to give meditation a fair try within the next week or so and see how it could really benefit you in your life. Scientifically, meditation has been proved to reduce stress, relieve anxiety, enhance concentration, improve sleep, decrease chronic pain, increase emotional resiliency, boost your immune system, and the list just goes on from here. It's really hard to overestimate the benefits of meditation when you mindfully practice this in your life. Meditation really, it utilizes the only tool that you can consistently rely on in your life, and that is your body and your breath. So it's something that you could do anywhere at any time. You don't need any other resources, honestly, to implement this practice in your life, and that's why it's so amazing. For some people, though, just even the idea of sitting quietly still for any length of time doesn't sound enjoyable. A lot of people think that they can't meditate, that it's not for them, that their minds are too busy, there's too much to do in the day, and there's too many distractions. The list goes on and on for the excuses on why not to meditate. Beginning a meditation practice, it does require some mental work, and that's pretty ironic since the point of meditation is to generally do less with your mind. But the best advice that I have ever heard and read is don't make meditation like such a huge thing. Keep it simple and just find what works for you. That's really what's important. If you believe that meditation doesn't work for you, then I want you to ask yourself the following questions. Have you tried different types of meditation or just one generalized approach? So everyone learns and functions a little bit differently in life. We all have unique situations in our lives as well. So what works for me might not work for you and vice versa. And the awesome thing about meditation is that there's so many different ways to incorporate in your life. And just to name a few, there's mindfulness meditation, guided meditation, mantra meditation, and yoga. I'm not going to get into all of the ins and outs of the different types of meditation, just because I'm not a expert on meditation, and there's literally tons of different types of meditation that you can do. So what I did do, just to make things easier for you all, if you're interested in learning about these different types of meditation and making this practice a part of your daily routine, is I added a bunch of different resources in the comments. Specifically, there's a link to the Mayo Clinic, and they detail about like 7 or 8 different types of meditation, what those are and what that looks like in life. So that's something you could refer to. I've also linked in those resources different articles and a couple different apps for practicing meditation. So sometimes, to make it a little bit less intimidating, it helps to start out with a guided meditation with someone kind of walking you through the steps, letting you know what's normal. Constant thinking is normal in the beginnings of meditation. And just to refer, 2 apps that are really great. There's Waking Up Meditation, that's by Sam Harris. And then there's also the Calm app, CALM. And you can find both of those meditation apps on iPhones or on Androids. And then you could also find it on the web as well if you're using a computer. So definitely check out all of those different resources, and they can give you a lot more of a head start in your meditation practice, whatever that looks like for you. The next question I would have for someone who would say that meditation doesn't work for them, or if you believe that it's not going to work for you or you can't do it, is are you setting realistic goals for yourself with your meditation practice? It's okay. It's completely okay. In fact, I would even encourage new people who are coming to meditation to not dive in right away and commit yourself to like intense, super long sessions, doing like even like 15, 30-minute sessions at the beginning. That's a lot. So this is really due to the fact that our brains were designed to think, and the point of meditation is trying to think a little bit less, or at least not have so much going on in your brain at once and slowing things down. So trying to let go of all those constant thoughts that come into our mind each minute is a task that requires significant effort at the beginning. So just like physical exercise, you really need to ease into it. You need to pace yourself, and you need to work on strengthening that muscle in your mind over time before you really dive into those longer sessions. So it might not sound like a lot, but really just starting with 1 or 2 minutes even a day, and working your way up, over a series of weeks to longer 10-minute sessions, that's enough to get yourself started and get your mind in the groove of what meditation is, how to do it effectively, and just working on consistently building that routine in your life. Often, if we start out with trying those 15 to 30-minute sessions of meditation at the beginning, even though 30 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, 30 minutes of meditation is a huge amount of time. And that is something that might just wear you out. It might pose itself as too big of a task to set up consistently in your routine. So just breaking it down into those 1 or 2 minutes of just getting the flow of it, that's a better way to approach a meditation practice. And that's something that will be a lot more sustainable in your life moving forward. It's just like any skill, meditation is something that we have to learn. There's a learning curve. It's definitely not easy at first. So just remind yourself that. No one starts out just being an expert and being able to let go of all of their thoughts. Even very practiced meditators still have difficulty from day to day with managing tons of different thoughts within the series of 1 minute. So give yourself, that kind of moment, give yourself that even encouragement that you're not alone in that. It's completely normal to feel like you're not meditating in the right way. The last question that I would want to ask you, or the second to last question that I would want you to ask yourself even, is why are you meditating in the first place? One of the biggest mistakes that you can make when it comes to meditation is doing it with no intention in mind, or even doing it and expecting your life to drastically change after one session and coming to some big epiphany or realization. That's not really how meditation works. With meditation, you need to be patient enough to see this as a continuous practice. It's not a one and done kind of thing. And it's definitely something where you have to build up over time. It's something that you implement into your lifestyle, into your routine. These are moments that you are actively training your mind to be more patient, to think more creatively, to manage physical or mental pain even. When it comes to practicing with intention, you must decide for yourself why you're working on strengthening your mind. So is it to better deal with your chronic pain? Is it to better handle stress so that difficult or a lot of tasks at once don't feel overwhelming? Is it to manage difficult feelings better without the numbing effects of drugs, alcohol, or tobacco use? Is it to sleep better? You might have many whys, or you might just have one why, and your why definitely can and will change over time. What's important here is that each time that you meditate, you do it with a purpose and an intention in mind. You might also need to ask yourself if you've addressed, the first few questions that I asked just now about your meditation practice, and if it's still not working for you, you might need to then ask yourself, how is my meditation jumping off of the mat or off of my chair and into my real life? Am I remembering to practice mindfully in the moments that I need it the most? So often, if meditation just isn't working, you've tried so many different things. You've tried, chunking it into these small 1-2 minute sessions a day. It's still not working. That's probably because you haven't been told the meditation's not necessarily mindfulness, and mindfulness is not meditation. And what I mean here is that meditation, this is an exercise for your brain. It's training your brain, like I said, to be more patient, to deal with difficult emotions, to help your mind kind of slow down and calm down. That's all great. And if you can get down to getting those 10-minute sessions every day, that's amazing. But if you don't add mindfulness to your life and you're just go during the day, stressing yourself out, reacting to negative situations without responding and just taking a step back and thinking about it, then you're not going to really see the benefits of your meditation. You're not utilizing your brain. You're not utilizing the strengths that you've used while building your meditation practice. So when I say using mindfulness, that means recognizing those moments when you need that meditation the most, recognizing when you need to practice that patience, when you need to deal with those difficult emotions. So to kind of clarify it here and take a step back, so there's a lot of different ways to meditate, but generally speaking, meditation, that is the act of sitting or lying in a meditative state. It's picking one point of reference, often your breath, and becoming aware of the thoughts and feelings that arise, and then bringing your attention back to the breath. What mindfulness is the act of paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your feelings in the moment, in your life, and in the world when you're interacting with others. Using mindfulness means that we stop and we put the pause button on our reaction to whatever is happening. And then here we can assess our thoughts and our feelings for their validity. And this just helps us get out of those knee-jerk kind of reactions or responses. And we start to choose our words and our actions more wisely for ourselves and for the sake of others around us. So you really don't have to meditate to be mindful. You really just need to notice new things to become aware of the present moment. Meditation, on the other hand, is training your mind to be more resilient in the moments when you need it most. So meditation works in conjunction with mindfulness, where you're training your mind how to react to all these different situations. Mindfulness is when you're noticing, oh, like I really need to take a step back for a second because I'm starting to feel frustrated. I feel my heart rate increasing. Let's take some breaths, or let's redirect and think of something that's going to be a little bit more pleasant for us. So different tips. I know this is all kind of abstract. So different tips to kind of help with implementing that mindfulness piece is just starting with recognizing, working on recognizing those cues that your mind and your body gives you when you're starting to feel stressed, when you're starting to feel upset, worried, sad, or just another negative mood or state of mind. So this example could be when you start to feel really like worried or anxious about something, you feel your heart rate increase, you feel it in your chest. You just can't stop thinking about a certain event or something that hasn't happened yet. And as you get better at identifying these emotions and these different cues that your body gives yourself, that's when you use that mindfulness to create a space between your thoughts and your feelings. So you might notice your heart rate increasing and you keep on overanalyzing or overthinking one thing, and you're like, okay, I think I'm a little bit worried now. Let's take a step back and give myself what I need. Or take a step back and is it really valid for me to be this worried about this event? What can I do right now to take some of that worry away? And if you can't, then you need to recognize the worry. You need to affirm that that's how you feel at the moment, and then kind of let that go so that you're not still thinking about it, overthinking about it, and dwelling on that feeling. So yeah, taking a mindful pause, it just really helps to stop your body and stop your brain from automatically going into that stress response. And with mindfulness, that really just helps with reducing the cortisol in our body, which can cause very negative things such as high blood pressure, known as hypertension. It can cause our sleep to be very disrupted. It can cause it, it can make it hard for us to sleep at night. It can make it so that we're waking up in the middle of the night when we really need to be sleeping. It can also cause weight gain and a lot of other, negative things within our lives. When we mindlessly, and this happens when we mindlessly react to a situation. So what I mean by mindlessly reacting, that just means giving into that anger, giving into the worry, giving into the frustration. And that just causes us to live in a state of stress, live in a state of discomfort. And I think a lot of the times, a lot of us get used to living in that state of discomfort just because of the nature of society, honestly, and this go, go, go mentality. And a lot of the times we think like, oh, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to pause. But we always have time. Because it doesn't have to be a very lengthy moment where you're getting very introspective and deep in yourself. It literally can be a moment. And like by a moment, I mean just a breath, and take a second, think about where you are. There's even a lot of great grounding exercises that can help you be more mindful. Honestly, you can Google grounding exercises and come up with some great videos from YouTube and some resources. But I've also posted some on our blogs in the past. So I'm going to give a little, I think we have our blog on here. I'm sorry. Yes, give a plug for our blog at miunified.org under tobacco treatment services. You could also, contact myself or Caitlin and the Detroit or Ypsilanti office, and we can discuss a lot of different grounding exercises and other tips for adding mindfulness in your life if you're not already in the tobacco program and would like more information. But really, that's just my snippet for today. Again, look at all the resources, the stuff I've added in the comments already, and those are just some great tools to get started. Again, everyone meditates and adds mindfulness in their life in a different way. I just really encourage you to find a way that works out for yourself and to give it a try and see what it could do for your life. Again, the benefits go a lot farther than just tobacco reduction or even working away from drug abuse. But those are two really powerful tools for dealing with those situations. Um, so that's it for me. I'm going to check and see if we have any comments or questions at this point. And oh, thank you, Ladon. And it looks like we have no other comments here. So I'm going to end with just a quote that I got from Thich Nhat Hanh, and I think I said that right. I'm not sure, but I found it very powerful, regardless, as it relates to the long list of benefits that we can receive from practicing meditation and consistently practicing mindfulness in our lives. And this quote is, letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness. If in our heart we still cling to anything, anger, anxiety, or possessions, we cannot be free. So that's something that really resonates in my life. And I think just practicing meditation and mindfulness together over time in your life can help you to better just release the things that are holding you down in life. All right. Stay tuned for February's Tobacco Talk Tuesday. Again, every second Tuesday of the month. And again, please reach out to myself or Caitlin Klock if you're interested in receiving tobacco treatment services or if you're interested in learning more about the tobacco reduction program. Thank you so much for viewing. Until next time.